And we're off. All right, so picking up from yesterday, I did do a little bit more inspection of what I think is going on. The tests are passing, but are they passing in a correct way? So something that I'm trying to do is inspect how many things are spawning, how many things are finishing, and is it consistent? Oh, that's a different one. Why would this happen so many times for the same test? Let's look into it. We're getting inconsistent behavior. Maybe it's because futures unordered is returning something that that I haven't planned for. Let's look up futures unordered. Attempts to pull out the next value of the stream, registering the current task for wake up if the value is not yet available, and returning none if the stream is exhausted. Let's tell us more. This had been a join set. We switched to a futures unordered. A set of futures, which may complete in any order. Optimized to manage a large number of futures. Okay. Will only be pulled when they generate wake up notifications. Hmm. So it returns results of the stream. The stream is the next future that's ready. So we can see we get an option to a result of a join. Oh, that's right. We're stuffing in join handles. So when the task is finished, we get that back. Entering outer loop. Entering inner loop. Let's make these a little bit more descriptive. Shut down and return. And let's look to see how many things are being joined. New task. So we are getting a new task how many times? You know what we could do? We could track how many running tasks we have. Tasks getting added, tasks getting removed. I like that. -2. Yeah, that's the bit that's getting me. Plus equals 1. Hmm. Oh, thank you, Dead Brain Coder. Yep, I had to cough earlier and, well, that happened. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And just as a general reminder, if I'm not talking for more than, I don't know, 30 seconds, that's on me. So please, thank you. Just like Dead Brain Coder did there, say something. Thank you, McCollard. All right. Basically, what I was saying is that this is a futures unordered, and it starts out empty, which means that it will return none, which is why we are seeing this happening. I didn't realize. Oh, thank you, McCollard. I didn't realize that this would result in none happening, just nothing happening. So, because of that, we can either just plan for it. If we get nothing back, continue, right? But that results in just a little tight loop potentially. So, I think we should do is push something into this before we start pulling it. And one thing that we do not do is listen for the shutdown. So we could create a little task, toss it in there that's listening for shutdown. Probably the best voice after Pirate Software. I don't get to listen to Pirate Software very often. I will definitely check him out. I think I'm following Pirate Software. Yeah, when I get a little under the weather, it I just relax even more. All right. So let's pre-populate this with a task that is listening for shutdown. All it has to do is, right, we just need a join handle that results in unit or error. So before we get into this loop, where is it? Here's shutdown. This is getting a little messy. We will clean it up later. We're just trying to get the shape of it, logic wise, not necessarily code wise. Yes, there are pieces we need to clean up in here, move the logging function and wherever that went. Let's pre-populate this. Let shut down task. Tokyo spawn. Async. This will return OK unit. However, we want to await shutdown notified in it. Which ideally we would clone first, because this is an arc. We're going to as a join handle, result to unit and error. Okay. We'll art clone the shutdown. Okay, here's our little task. me.db sync tasks. And arguably this should be done much, much earlier. We could build the futures on order using this task. And there we go again. I was on mute. I did some grinding and welding yesterday. That always kind of gets me a little bit. Enter the outer loop. We're just going to double check the logic here. Spawning run. We run the database stream. This gives us the information about which databases exist at a moment, and then we will receive a stream of database events, additions, removals of databases themselves. We then sync the databases, or one of them, because we are only told of one. We get a task finished. Okay. This is the task itself, one of these other tasks finishing up. Probably the sync databases. Interesting that the task is finished before we enter the inner loop. It's here. I receive these two new tasks. That happened that quickly? I wonder which task was finished. Would it have been sync databases? Or is it run databases stream? Well, we do have two tasks that we await. Database name stream ended. That's this one. We get a result here. And we are not logging the second one. Where is the second one? Here. We should see two of these. There we go. 1, 2. Task finished. Good. I am curious, which task finished before? Result. Ah, okay. It's not one of the other tasks. I just happened to reuse the logging facility that I had sitting around. Okay, great. I think everything is working as expected. Now, let's go back and look at the test itself. Right? And I want to do something with this running task count. I feel like we could have some sort of assertion. We could make sure that everything is getting cleaned up. I think it would be the same. Is there a length on features unordered? Or do we have to track that ourselves? There is. And there's an is empty. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So we could switch to that. Let's remove. Running count. Now we would want the running count be 0 here. You know what? I just figured out that this join result that we have, we could return a variant of an enum from the task to communicate whether or not a reconnection should be done. Should this whole thing be shut down? Oh, I like this. Which also means that in our task here, we could say, yes, please shut down. Please reconnect. We are not going to extract that out to a function, we are going to replace it with something else. Oh, thank you, Copilot. This is a bit of a hack, but it works. The title of my stream. Okay. Fix me. Check that futures unordered DB sync tasks has 0 length. Now, or is that implicit here? I think that's implicit. Copilot, I don't want to think. That's right. I signed up for Copilot because I want to stay kind of up on the technology that the engineers that I mentor are using. And sometimes it's good. We saw it earlier complete a phrase, I would say, just part of a statement, and it did it well. Oh, when we were adding the incremental, when we were incrementing and decrementing the counter, it did that just fine. It even anticipated what I wanted. Or rather, it appears to have anticipated. I think this is implicit here. Or none if the stream is finished. So in that case, it would be empty. Okay. However, let's change the return type of this. We need some sort of enum foobar. And what do we want though? We have foobar baz. What is the other one? QUX. So we will return foobar, and that will communicate to us here. So we'll get something back. That'll have a foobar as part of the result. And basically, we want it to tell us whether or not we shut down and return, or we continue. Is it recoverable? Is it not? Is it normal? So what are our states here? In one case, we've been asked to shut down. Okay. Another case, yeah, if we got none here, that should not be possible anymore because we pre-populate it with one task. There should be at least one task. So when this starts to return, we are draining it. Sorry, I just saw that. If some other part of the system had just added a task, a join handle to this join handles channel, we wouldn't have had it added to this before we would shut down. So we also need to add those, or rather check those just before we shut down. I do not want to do that. Good guess, Copilot. So now that we have, it's really just a join handle. At this point, we await the join handle for it to shut down. We should log the result on that. Okay. Is there a reason that I use light mode, or is it just that I like it? I switched to it this past summer. I was doing a lot of coding outside and found it difficult to read the little white text on the black screen. So I ended up switching to that, and I don't know, I just find that I care more about coding than the actual color of things. So that's really why I do it. I don't really want to switch it back and forth to stream. They're fairly simple. It was sunny. And quite frankly, my go-to before this was if you go to the YouTube stream and look at the I don't know 30 streams ago, it's all using a theme called Challenger Deep, which is my favorite theme. I really like this color palette. So I highly suggest it if you like a dark theme. That's my favorite. My goal for this whole thing here is to make progress, right? And when I find myself fiddling with colors and UIs and themes and things like that, I feel like I'm wasting time. I'm not making progress. I feel like it's good enough in either way. And here we are. These will now be foo bars as well. Xenocron. Well, hello. How have you been? It's been a minute. Yeah, I've just hit my 600th stream. That was yesterday. So feels like you've missed a couple. It's good to have you here. All right, so let's say one of these is shut down. Yep. And now we can push the concern of what we should do with the result up a little. So we get a shutdown. We could have, I don't know what, continue. Or this is a normal response. In this case, we want a shutdown. We were told to shut down. We want to continue that. Oh, well, welcome. It's quite the compliment. Well, thank you. Okay. Our task. How is it getting that? What? Oh, because the previous one. What is this state? So in this case, we are taking database pages and we are writing them to a database. Read, write, read, write, read, write. We're awaiting messages or a shutdown. So we write the complete page. And if we receive no more pages, say we're up to date, why would this happen? It's either because we've received all of the pages, meaning we've asked for only so many. Where's our ask? Here, stream database request. So either we've asked for an end checksum or we haven't. So let's see. I think another variant of foobar should be reconnect. Or shut down and reconnect. So here we would have shut down here. If the stream ends, we need to know why it ends. If we want the end checksum, if end checksum is something or nothing, we do one or the other. Okay. So if it's none, we do something else, we do something else. So if it's nothing, we need to reconnect. This would be a reconnect. Because if we didn't provide an end checksum, we expect this stream to go on forever. Otherwise, it's not shut down. We need something else. Continue. Something that says everything's fine here. Carry on. of our tribal. Reconnect, continue, and shut down. Okay, let's see. This one is a shutdown. Let's toss a debug on this. Debug, we do not need snafu. All right. So we have that. We're going to be chasing these little red dots on the right side. What do we have? Sync manager result. Okay, we're in the outer loop. Run sync manager. Let's change its return type to a foobar. Or maybe just no. I'm changing this just so it fits with the other stuff. Just so I could use that logger. How about no? No, Halsey. So the only case we would care about is this one. In the case we could not send the task. If we couldn't send it, we would ask it to abort. We would raise the error. DB sync databases. This should be a foobar. Should it? Yes, we spawn this task. So, which foobar should we use here? If we stop receiving streams, that means the other end of this was shut down for some reason. So if that was shut down, DB sync RX, this here is basically a stream from the server saying, process these databases. So we kick off a bunch of tasks to process each one. What should our result here be? I guess there is a case here that there is an error we're not handling this error. These errors happen before we kick off the task. Does it exist, right? These would be file system errors. So we might get some error here, which would populate there, bubble up there. That's okay. Okay, we will continue to use result. It almost feels like we should have a different type than result. Result has okay or error, but we have different versions of okay, which we are providing here. It's just that some of our okays seem error-like. Shutdown, continue. Shutdown's not really an error, but reconnect sounds like it's the result of an error. If an archive server shut down for some reason, maybe it was upgrading, whatever, and it had to transition the traffic to another archive server, we would get a reconnect, and that would be expected. So if we have this channel stop sending, that means that, well, that channel had an issue. We should probably lean on reconnecting. It could have shut down because it received a shutdown. Right? So maybe it stopped because it was told to shut down. Do we take these as votes? Or just say, oh, this is an unknown? Like, I don't know. You figure it out. Like, we don't know what our reason is. Because it could be shut down and it could be reconnect. All right. That, I think, represents the situation. Yeah. Don't really care about logging that at the moment. I do want the message. Maybe we can change log result to something else. We are just print lining it. Error, task error, log result. In this case, we only care if it's an error. Thank you, Copilot. Okay. Copilot sitting over there in the corner like little success kid. Like, nailed it. Yeah. Boom. Type mismatch. It's going to make us do it anyways. Bar. Really? Result unit. Oh, am I fixing the wrong one? It should have been join handle send. Oh, that's correct. Into error. Oh, it's our send handle. Okay. This gives us our type back. That's a foobar. Next. What is this? Let's go to our handle. Ah, yes. So with this task, which one is it? Run database stream. Start listening. Oh, this is how we know which databases the archive server has. We get a flat list of databases, and then we also subscribe for database changes, additions, removals. So let's figure this out. As we go through here, we are draining the stream from the archive server. If we receive none, let's return foobar reconnect. Server shut down for some reason. Server, it's expected, it's normal. Here we just pass it along. And here is shutdown. Foobar shutdown. Well done, Copilot. It's almost 20 characters. Okay. Now, we haven't actually used that yet, but we shouldn't have broken anything. Log results. Reconnect. Shutdown. Thank you. Okay. And I know that test is currently broken. It hangs. Which test is it? It shouldn't hang anymore. Fix that. This. Good. Okay. Back to where we were. So inside of run, oh, what is that? Here, we start looking at the results of these. The first one should always exist. After that, we need to figure out why. Why are we shutting down? What happened here? I want to take a peek. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Let's move that up. So we received a reconnect. And then here it is. We received a reconnect and a shutdown. So we need to compare these and collect these. The first one said reconnect. Then down here, it said shutdown. Is it because we told everything to shut down? So do we just look at the first reason that we receive? Interesting. This is a futures unordered. I don't know if the chain of events will result in a predictable set of futures shutting down. So what I'm thinking about is how we have some of these tasks wired up to other tasks. Right? So to go to our whiteboard, we need a new one. Oh, there we go. I know there's an easier way to do this. This is kind of fun. All right. So at the moment, we spawn a couple of tasks. We have an archive server. Archive. And then we have, let's see, we have our processes. We have a task. This is task, and it connects to the archive server. Then we have another task here, which is feeding off of data. Okay. So this guy just is in this loop. When it gets told to shut down, it dies, right? It shuts down properly. So this one shuts down first. That kills this. The guy on the right, who's just starting processes, because this thing here on the right side will spawn off new tasks. We'll have another task, and these are database sync tasks. And this guy just feeds off of that loop, creating these things. But that point right here, right, when this thing dies, this channel dies, it's also going to return, right? And this will be the second one. And when this one shuts down, it says, I don't know, it's unknown. I have no idea. As this one will say reconnect. And this one on the right will say unknown. Now, at the moment, we've been getting reconnect. We just continually get reconnect as our first option. But is it possible that if we do this, a million times, that we get the other one first? I'm not sure. What if we have like a 128 core system? Does one end up finishing slightly faster than the other? What if our tracing facilities, eventually that we add, slows one down? And this becomes less predictable. And we get unknown first. And we wouldn't know what to do. We get unknown. That means that something else shut down first. It's kind of like the shrug. I don't know. Ask that guy. So maybe we loop here, similar to this one, while it's on, until it is not unknown. So our join result here. Wow, we have to peel that apart. So we just want the foobar. All right. And result, foobar, and error, and join error. So the first one, the join error, what do we do with that? Task failed to execute to completion. Okay. So did it panic? Mm-hmm. Into panic? So it's really, did it panic or was it canceled? Maybe canceled. Okay. That's not going to help us figure out what we want. So okay. You know what? Can we destructure this even more? Can we say, okay, This feels so Erlangish. This just doesn't seem. It's basically saying, okay, match this. If it's not this, then continue. Like, just stop. So while it's this, continue. Do nothing. Really? If it's unknown, we continue. If it's anything else, we return it. Oh, we need to break reason. Okay. Can't break with a value while in a while loop. Ah, boo. That would have been fun though. I like break reason. Break reason's fun. So that with we'll get the next element. Foo equals that. Match foo. Okay. So we want this to be a sum. Okay. Okay. And whatever foo bar is a reason. But if it's foo some okay, okay, foo bar unknown, we want to continue. Okay. If it's one of the other ones, we want to break with reason. And for everything else, we should probably log it. Because these cover the okay cases. Oh, but what if we get a none here? I'm not sure about none. Some error. Some error with anything in it. At this point, error is a join error. Okay. Not sure. Okay. Some. Okay. Error. This is our error type. Know what to do here. If we received nothing, why would we receive nothing? If we have no more tasks, if this is empty, so if we make it through everything and we don't know why we shut down, it could have been due to errors or everything just like shrugged, like, I don't know. Let's not shut down. Let's reconnect. No more tasks to join. Error. Let's see. I cannot find a reason to continue. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Copilot. All right, now we have our reason. What do we do with it? Join result. Yeah, we just upgraded that a little bit. And this we no longer need because now we know why. We know what to do. Do we continue, reconnect, shut down? That's done. Any side effects here we need to be aware of? I don't think so. We do ask the other tasks at this point to shut down. And now we drain everything. We need to notify them again. Mm. It's depending on this process. Oh, the window's a little bigger. So after one of these is spawned, we toss into yet another channel. Process that we're looking at now. These are our join handles. And the join handles get sent along this channel into this loop over here at the bottom. Now, they may have been created after, what's our code? They may have been created after this point. While we were awaiting everything else to shut down, those tasks, let's see, would it be detrimental to do this a second time? Okay. And here we are. Match reason. Okay. Shutdown, breakouter. Lovely. Unknown. Unknown reason to continue. Maybe we break outer for this one. Just try again. And reason. Missing match arm, continue. That didn't work very well. Everything would have been shut down though. Maybe here. No, I don't like this. A shutdown, we break outer. Continue and reconnect. We should just break. Which will cause a reconnect. So we'll exit this loop with our break and continue. Test passed. Lovely. Join result. What do we do with this? Oh, we didn't actually use the first one. Well, there's a problem. Test still worked. Hmm. This is kind of oh, that's right, because can we not do this in Rust? This is like a loop while. That's what I was going for. We loop, we take the value that was provided coming in, we do something with it, we set it to something else, and then we loop again. It's not like we're trying to grab the outer one. Oh, I see. No, this is a me. This is a me thing. Basically, we need to set result, but we run into the same trap. Even if we called this result, can't you do this with like a number? Let mutable index equals 0. And here you could say 715209. Good morning. You could set it to 3 there and 5 there. Yeah, never. I know it's never being read. You could do that. What is going on here? Join result. We're setting it here. Result is now equal to the one at the end of the loop. Hmm. Fascinating. I get the lifetime piece. It was moved in a previous iteration. This element here was moved. Got it. And we're talking about, wait, pin it. So we pin it. Now what do we have? Well, we could do that, or we could just not move it. Take a reference to it. Reason, yes, okay. Now, how does that work? Oh, here we're taking a mutable reference to it. It goes out of scope. Here we set it to something else. Get a mutable reference. Continue. Now we're not missing one. I forget why I went up here to look at this. Down, ask them, continue, boom, boom. Okay. What else? Let's start to clean this up a little. Let's move this into the constructor. New. So we get shutdown here, shutdown task. I was going to set it up so that I just collect it. Let's not do it that way. Let's do a let tb sync tasks equals a new one of those. Let's strip out that type there. It will become apparent. We spawn the task. Push that on. Needs to be mutable. Type annotation needed. Really? Oh, because here. Interior mutability. Interesting. Okay. So now run has a little bit less in it. Still too much. Let's check all the tests. Six fast. And man, that is fast. Now at this point, I was trying to await the shutdown of the system. So on the test context, I notify waiters. I say, hey, shut down. This is our object, our notify object. It is used for setting up the sync manager. Here's our join handle for the sync manager. We just were supposed to await it Okay, it's shutting down, and it just waits there forever. We have shutdown, shutdown, shutdown. Okay. Now, why is it not shutting down? Let's work this backwards. We run sync manager just here. This is in our test context. Running the sync manager takes ownership of itself. It consumes itself. And the handle, if we go to the bottom of this function that we return, is here. So we have our shutdown and our task. We should have broken out of the outer loop on shutdown. Break outer. Oh, and we need to rename foobar. Let's come up with something real quick. Task stop reason. Task. Let's see. Something like that. ET-bit Pixel. You are a Java developer. You work on Minecraft mods for fun. You're struggling to code your ideas without looking at someone else's code or watching YouTube videos. Do I have any advice for you? I guess it really depends on where you start to struggle, right? I imagine, let's see, let's ask this in the form of some questions. When you come up with an idea, are you able to imagine it, like the output, like how you would see it in the game in Minecraft? And while we chat, I'm going to keep chipping away at this. DSA. Actually, what do you mean by DSA? Could you disambiguate that? And welcome, Sagar246. Digital subtraction algorithm. Oh. I would say I'm not very good at it at all. I'm not familiar with it. Maybe I would know it by some other name. Collard says this is a data structures and algorithm course with a strong focus on passing coding interviews for software engineering jobs. Okay, most DSA courses, including those offered in university, tend to concentrate on theoretical concepts that don't matter in an interview. Oh, data structures and algorithms. Got it. Um, yeah, I am adequate at data structures and algorithms. Um, I like things also failing early, right? Things failing loudly, being noisy when things are going poorly. Because most of software engineering is figuring out what went wrong. But digital subtraction is something, McCullough, you do at work. Got it. And let's see, 80-bit pixel, did you, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I've seen your response to my question. All right, so oh my goodness, McCullard. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And congrats, everyone. Oh, okay. So 80-bit pixel, you don't know what to say, but you don't know how to relate your basic Java into something that a game can understand. Got it. Got it. Sorry, I'm just tickled. So, I mean, it sounds like, yeah, you have some basic understanding of Java, but going from idea to screen is difficult. Um, Generally, when I get to this point, I would try to focus on not the big picture, but the little pieces. Right? You know that you have some sort of idea, right? You have some sort of idea. Let's draw. I would draw a light bulb here, but I'm concerned that it might not look like a light bulb when I'm finished. So you have some sort of idea, right? And then you know what you want it to look like in Minecraft, right? I would try to figure out along the way, right? So then you have this big empty chasm between your idea and the screen. I would start to investigate the Minecraft APIs that you need to use along the way, right? And sometimes working backwards actually helps me solve these problems better. Because I'll know, like, I have some sort of idea. I want such and such to happen when I click on a diamond block or whatever, right? It's like, well, how do I click on something? How do I interact with a diamond block? And I haven't really looked at Minecraft APIs, but when I look at other things, or even when I'm building the project I'm working on now, I kind of imagine the result. And then I think, what is the API I need to use here? So I will go through and look at the different APIs. I'll say, is there, an interaction API for blocks? Is there a movement API for characters or a spawning API? Right? So I'll first look to see, what is the very end that actually causes the thing to happen in the game? And then what do I need in order to make that happen? because that API will then dictate that you need a location, right? Or you need an inventory slot, or you need a position, an orientation. And so then you work your way backwards and say like, okay, well, do I have an inventory slot? Do I have this? How do I get that? Which API supports that? And eventually, you keep working your way back, and you've completed it, right? Especially with things that are unknown, right, that are unfamiliar to you. So try walking the maze backwards. Right? Start at the other end. Because starting at this end with a bunch of ambiguity going this way, it's just really hard. But if you start where the treasure is and you need to walk your way back to the entrance of the maze, you might see the traps more easily. So that's just some advice for how to discover your path to a finish line here. And it's never one big piece, right? It's never one leap. It's going to be many, many smaller leaps. Yeah, and the Minecraft API is not designed for modding, right? The modding aspect is more of a side effect of people wanting to modify Minecraft, and Java just lending itself to being able to muck around with the bytecode. I suspect it's gotten better over the many, many releases. I bought Minecraft. I bought the very, very first version of Minecraft. Oh, that's interesting, Rocker Bill. If the API is popular enough, sometimes a LLM can hint at what would be available. Oh, Xenocron, it really hasn't evolved. That's so sad. Right. I was actually thinking about making a Minecraft mod that I could play with my family. So it's kind of on point at the moment. I do like the idea. Oh, the Xenocron. The ecosystem has evolved, but most that's been achieved is fragmentation. So why isn't this stopping? Async move. Don't we shut down? Break outer. Log result shutdown. So we did not hit this point. Really? Doc isn't complete for both Forge and NeoForge. You're looking at entities. There's nothing that can guide you without looking at someone else's code or YouTube. Oh, this is the default in Zed for the font. Let's see. Looks like it is Zex Plex Mono. This new Vim is looking mighty sus. It is. This is Zed. Yeah. Since goodness, the last 2 years I've been using Helix a lot. And then, the whole AI thing, LLM, been doing a lot more, trying to stay up with technology and all that. And so I started looking at different text editors that had better integration support with these newfangled things. I was particularly interested in running Ollama locally. Now, ET-BitPixel, I would also say target a specific version of Minecraft. Right? The Minecraft, as they say, has changed. Like it changes quite a bit between versions. So just be aware that, just target one version and get that working. Fabric MC has an amazing developer guide. And oh, that's interesting. Actually, that might be helpful to me. So I've really been thinking about making a Minecraft mod. Fabric Loom, Fabric Loader. Yarn is a set of open Minecraft mappings. Why do you need a mapping? Okay, Fabric Loom, a Gradle plugin. Okay. This is a mod that enables usage of the Kotlin. Is it Kotlin? Kotlin? Not through the Open API. Yes. And that's one of the reasons I ended up looking at Zed. Because Zed does connect to Ollama directly. It knows how to interact with Ollama. Let's see. Look at Neoforge. Okay. I like Ollama. Ollama's nice. Neoforge installers. Neoforge 21.2 from Minecraft. Let's go for a stable version. Interesting. The tick event refactor. See, these little changes make a difference. Depluralization. Oh, wow. Why? Just because? All right, well, that's interesting. How do we get to the documentation? Neoforge documentation. Blocks items. So I know nothing about the Minecraft API, but let's say I wanted to do something like, there's some Minecraft videos we watch online as on YouTube occasionally. It's a bunch of, Minecrafters going around, playing, and then they'll be on a server that has certain plugins. Right? And it's interesting. They have these things happen There's different seasons. We've watched a bunch of different seasons. But let's say I wanted to implement something like one of the events that has happened in their server, and they had this snail that would just follow them around, and if it touched them, it would kill them. Right. So basically, I think it was like if you answered a question wrong or something, a snail would slowly follow you around, and if it caught up to you, you would die. But I wonder, like, where would we even start with implementing something like that? Right? You would need some sort of maybe UI. Let's see, a block entity is a good example. It's used to render blocks in a way that cannot be represented with a static bake model. Okay. Register entity renderers. Okay, when you have created your block entity, wait, BER, what was that again? Block entity renderer for a given block entity type. Therefore, values that are specific to a single block entity instance should be stored in that block entity instance rather than the BER itself. Wow, that's a mouthful. You must also register it. An event fired on the mod event bus. Okay, so you subscribe to this event for register renderers. You register your entity. It's interesting. I kind of like it. Let's say I wanted to have something follow somebody. How would I do that? So I would need to inject some. I would have to have something that knows how to move around on the server. They have different registries. Resource location. Okay. Registration is the process of taking the objects of a mod and making them known to the game. Okay. And I'm probably going to look into using this one, using Fabric. Let's see. So they have registries. Without registering them in the game, unexplained behaviors and crashes. Java crashing. For example, the registry name of the dirt block is Minecraft Dirt. The zombie is Minecraft Zombie. So you could create something with like a Minecraft snail or something. To understand, okay. Well, I'm definitely going to be looking into this, but probably for just some fun. Neoforge hasn't properly documented their entity API. Oh. Got it. Got it. Develop a mod. Not getting started. Documentation. Developer guides. Entities. Tater effect? What is it? Registering your custom effect, texture. Oh, that's funny. In case of block entity like furnace, it's clear how to do from start to finish. There's a path, but when you go to another topic, entities like monsters and animals, things got complicated because you don't have a clear path. Hmm. Say, because that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in adding like a new creature to the game. And what is that? What is a 3D editor? There is a 3D editor. Blockbench. Yes, low poly 3D model editor. I think they use this a lot for Minecraft. I could see, using something like this to create something, and I think, um, they have some information on Blockbench for how to get stuff into, let's say, the Java edition. Block model, item model, entity. Is an entity a creature? Which of the following applies to you? I'm creating a custom mod. I want to add mobs with custom models to my Minecraft server. Well, that's definitely it. Hmm. Live tick event and identify it as identify if it's a player, then keep track. Huh. So let's bring this here. Adds concepts, registry sides, access transformers. Oh, interesting. Future flags, networking, biome. You're planning on collaborating with Modpack authors. Gotcha. Registries. What registries are there? Resource. Okay. Custom registries, data pack registries. Registering for event handler. So to get a hold of the tick handler, the living tick event, let's see, do they have a search? Do you have to register for that? It might be a server thing. So is this documentation here only for client side? Client. Resource server here. Oh, Minecraft Forge. Okay, gotcha. You believe Minecraft Forge is compatible with NeoForge? Interesting. NeoForge is the fork. Pretty cool. Interaction pipeline. Oh, look at this. Interaction. This is useful. Interaction result. Oh, this is about Minecraft. Yeah, we kind of got off topic, but I felt it was okay. We're heading towards the end of the stream. I tend not to stream much more than 2 hours a day anymore. But I think I might go and try to add some critter using Blockbench to Minecraft. Essential hooks for modding with Fabric. Whoa. Oh, why am I looking at Minecraft? Oh, there was a question earlier. And yesterday I was toying with the idea of making a Minecraft mod for the family to play with. Alex Rise. Have I stopped streaming on Twitch a few years? I had, yeah. Oh, why only 2 hours a day? Well, really, I mean, I have a lot of other stuff to do in a day, and 2 hours a day is pretty time consuming. So, really, I'm trying to make progress on my project, right? And I stream and hang out with everyone, but the goal is really to make progress. And the amount of time that I can put towards this is really only about 2 hours a day. It's not my full-time gig. So, oh, what is my project? My current project is a SQLite replication tool. So, you set up, where is it? I have got a tool for this. This is what I'm building. So I've built out a proxy plugin for SQLite. We're currently working on Dataplane. And next will likely be Data Archive, where we will need to... Wait, how does it work? Well, SQLite has a virtual file system API. So you can... Yeah, it's a distributed system project. Yeah, that's right. So basically you load a SQLite plugin, and that interacts with the project. We're currently at the portion of the project we are looking at the moment that we call Dataplane. Dataplane is used for updating SQLite databases or reading the changes and sending them to Data Archive. So in this case, SQLite on the writer, this is a writer, the one on the right is a reader. On the writer, a database change would be made. We would inspect the change using a VFS, notify Dataplane of the change, send the change to Data Archive, where another machine with a reader could receive the data or the change and apply it to the database, letting you basically have 1,000 readers and a single writer. The proxy is using the Cloudflare Pingora crate. So it's a custom proxy. It needs to know the state of Dataplane and the application. Does that program, is it a cross-platform program? It's currently not open source. I've not made it open source, but I do stream it. You want to learn systems programming? Where do you start? I would start with a Google search. Like, what kind of system programming are you interested in? Oh, this program here, it's called Monodraw. I don't know if it's cross-platform. Let's see. Looks like it's for OS 10. Looks like it's OS 10. Yeah, I love this thing. It's a great little program. Graphing out the plan. Yeah, and this is like the 4th iteration. So. Oh, if I'm willing to. Oh, sorry. ET-BitPixel. I didn't see this. It would be kind of an off-brand thing for me. And I would likely not be doing it with my regular setup. Probably going to go into the house and not have the microphone. And there would be a lot of background noise. In common. Okay. But yeah, I do this stream to make little bits of progress, and over time, something will emerge. It's the best way to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So, I appreciate y'all hanging out, but I should get going. BitPixel, all the best on your project. Can I share my progress on Discord? I could do that. That might be a place where I could, share a screen or whatnot. That's a good idea. All right, y'all. I don't know if I'll get to it today. I have to do some organization and prep for family coming into town. So we'll see. All right, let's. Oh, we're gonna raid Nick McPhee. He's doing some evolutionary computation in Rust. That sounds interesting. So, till next time, y'all. Take care.